has a big presentation for you, so enjoy the show.
Well, thanks a lot for having me. This is the second presentation on stairs, but this is not the same presentation. It's totally different, and it involves one of the most amazing things I think that you can do as somebody that works on buildings in general, but also just the homes in particular. And the points I'll go over with you have to do with some seminal basic points of opportunity, but also terror, which are some of the code issues and some of the craft issues, some of the aesthetic issues, but the basic ways that stairs really manifest so many things that in a home. We'll be talking about graspable railings and barriers. We'll be talking about open and closed stringers and risers. We'll talk about materials. We'll talk about lighting and ventilation, which many people don't associate with stairs, but they really are exquisitely important in lighting and ventilating a house, natural use of the environment to bring it into the house. And cost choices, what costs money, what does not. And lastly, I'll show you some interesting features that I've used stairs for over the years, and I think that is a way to take stairs beyond their raw functionality. And what I'm going to shock you with is not anything I did, but a really truly great architect in California, Mark Silva. And I saw a stair that he did last week, and the stair was done I think several years ago, but the stair was so embodied so many different things about what stairs can be for anyone that I thought this would be a great thing to show you. And here's the finished product, and you can see it uses things that I'm not going to talk about in the slideshow, which is micro lambs, plate glass, incredibly beautiful thick slabs of wood, and making the stair literally a sculpture that filters and distributes light and focuses you on another sculpture which is on the wall, but it's also really an incredible artful combination of wood, steel, and glass. And that combination involves these metal registration brackets that end up holding the treads up, and the treads in turn hold glass up, and the glass in turn holds the railing up. And that incredible kind of synthesis of many different pieces and materials, I find it to be incredibly beautiful. And Mark uses gaps to make things work. So you look at the right-hand side of the slide, there's a gap between the CMU wall and the actual platform. And if you look up top, you'll see beautifully cast, the top left, a beautifully cast concrete floor that actually is cast to the exact same dimension and profile as a tread. It actually becomes this little pseudopod of concrete that comes out and accepts you as you come up. And what's great about what Mark sent me was the fact that you can actually see how it's made. And you can see the different pieces they use, because in a central stringer stair, an underpinned central stringer, tipping one way or another is a bad idea. So using two makes for stability and making sure things are set up right. This is what the shop did. You can see the incredible joinery of the steel to it was said to be bronze, but I can't really tell what it is now. But you can actually see the different points of registration and angles that these little brackets extend out and support the stairs. And then you can see the treads going in. You can see them actually installing everything and finishing it. And you see the original drawing where if you go back, if you take a look to the lower left, you'll see there are two brackets under the platform. And if you take a look at the way it was originally thought of, well, maybe the platform would sit on one and be supported by the bracket. Well, no, that didn't happen. And what makes anything wonderful is the evolution of the idea into what actually gets built. And of course, in stairs, they've got to be structural, they've got to be code compliant, and they've got to do all these things. And if you're Mark Silva, they've got to be beautiful, and they have to be art. But the vast majority of stairs done everywhere, the vast majority, are the simple stock stair solutions that you see all around you, where really standard pieces and parts are put together in a way which meets the code, is safe, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just isn't as expressive or distilled. So if you take a look at the left, that's in a condo. I'll show you more pictures of what we did to that. And on the right is a house where a stair was added into an older home, and it really didn't fit the home at all, but it functioned. It was fine. But those two worlds, the super high custom world of Mark Silva, and the everyday, let's solve the problem with a kit of parts, both of those worlds, which are antithetical to each other in an aesthetic sense, all have to work with the building code.